it's me again. I'm back. Excuse this finger rubber. Cut myself with a knife. It was awful. It was some ugh. But you know, I'm here. So today's topic is going to be don't let an ex-friend or an ex-boyfriend or any ex relationship back into your life after you ceased it, okay? And I'm going to give you 5 reasons why, because you know I like to keep it short and simple here. Easy for me to edit and easy for y'all to watch, okay? Okay, because we all have things to do. Alright, so I'm going to get into this real quick. But be sure to like and subscribe down below. Thank you. And okay, so I'm going to get into this real quick. Point number 1 is they can bring old energy to the new you. Let that sink in, because when you're dealing with people of a certain caliber, whether that may be a high, and if it's an ex, it's probably low caliber, okay? Let that sink in. They can bring old energy to the new. I'm probably gonna edit that in, but the new you. So let's say this person never changed and they're still that person that clashed with you and you all didn't get along and things didn't work out. They're going to bring all that old stuff that makes you miserable and just can't function, at least function with them like you want, back to you. Kind of like a boomerang effect. Do you want that? I don't think so. It's not good. Once you cut stuff out of your life, let it stay out of your life. There's a reason you cut it out, and if you're having doubts and you're feeling some type of way about bringing someone else or someone back into your life, there's a reason you're questioning it, because you probably shouldn't do it. Because they can bring that old vibe back to the new person that you've become over the course of the past few months, years, decades. Centuries would be a stretch. But yes, don't let that happen. Point number 2. They can bring old feelings and wounds back. Let that sink in. This can go back to point number 1, okay? When you deal with an ex, from my personal experiences, all shade to anyone I ever dated. I'm not going to count you as a real relationship, because it was like, it's not important. Sorry, but it's the truth. But yeah, even this can go for friends and all that. You know, it brings old wounds back, whatever it is, whether you ended on good terms or bad terms. Now sometimes there's a few exceptions where you can bring someone back in, but chances are no. And when you let an ex back into your life, and yes, I've done this, it was someone I dated in high school. Regrets. Anyway. Yeah. It brings old feelings back. You start wondering, okay, maybe this could happen. And you start getting back into that mindset of, okay, maybe this could work, or maybe there's still potential here, or maybe I could do something with this person. Like, maybe we can rebuild and regrow together. And it's not good, because you shouldn't pick up where you left off. You should leave where you left off and left, okay? If you understand what I'm saying. And it's just not good, and you really don't want to do that to yourself, to bring old wounds and old feelings back, because all you're doing at the end of the day is playing yourself. And I know that's not what you all want, and that's not what I want to do. So I had to let that go. So wrapping this up, point number 3. People don't necessarily always change. This is the biggest one, which will tie all this together, okay? This one is so true. People don't necessarily always change. I've encountered a couple of old friends lately. They may have been clients of mine for my businesses that I do, you know. Those that know me know what I'm talking about. They may be, gosh, whatever. People a lot of times don't change unless they want to change. It has to come from within and something they want to do. And if it's a person that's a very you know, not easy to get along with, and this was an ex of yours or an ex-friend, and though you still see those issues present if you run into them and re-encounter them again, it's not you, it's just remember it's them, because people don't always change. You would think most people want to grow emotionally, and just because you did grow over the years, over the months, decades, whatever that may be, just because you grew as an individual and you made it and you became successful and you changed as mentally, physically, and spiritually, that doesn't mean that that person did. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't change. It could be out of laziness, and honestly, this could be a whole other video topic on why people won't change, not just for you, but for themselves, like literally for themselves. Whatever that may be. Laziness, it could be because they just simply don't want to. They think they're perfect. They think they're the ish, you know what I'm saying? People most of the times don't change. I think scientifically they say you get your personality set in by age 2, and whatever you do after that can be like a nature versus nurture kind of thing. If you don't believe me, look it up. But yeah, so if you're dealing with somebody that was not easy for you to deal with, and you re-encounter them again and you think it's you because you're letting them back into your life, and you're like, okay, maybe it's something I'm doing because this isn't working with them, that's not working with them, we keep clashing, evaluate yourself. But if chances are it's just them you're clashing with, it's 10 times out of 10 them. Just saying. But I don't want to keep talking about point number 3. Gotta wrap this up and get to point number 4. Okay, the point number 4 honestly it helps tie everything together too. Point number 4 is remember why you all didn't work. Let that sink in. Why didn't you and this ex of yours work? Was it they were selfish? Was it they didn't make time for you? Were they ignorant to your needs? Is it personality and character flaws? Is it they're just a flat out idiot and a bum? I mean, it could be something as simple as that. Remember why you did not work out with this person. And this honestly goes to family too. People I've encountered, maybe even some of my own family, I have to think about it. But yeah, remember why you didn't work. And again, that can tie into why people don't necessarily change, and why you shouldn't let old things come back into your life, because you need to remember why you didn't work. And if you remember that, the chances are you may not work again. Now, this doesn't always apply to everyone. There are cases when you can reconnect with an old friend and you can reconnect with someone else, but or an ex or something. But remember why you all didn't work. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm gonna have to cut this out. That's okay. I'm gonna cut it out. Crap. Blooper. It was something related to this. I didn't take my vitamins today. Remember why you all didn't work. Something alone. Oh, I gotta cut this out. That's okay. That's okay. Ugh. There it is. I remember now. Remembering why you all didn't work also can be why you all didn't work. There could be a maturity issue. People grow apart. That's a big thing too. People grow apart. Like who you were when you were friends with that person or dated that person back then, back in 2007, versus who you are in 2020. I know it's a totally different person, because me in 2007, I was like, what, 8? Me in 2020, I'm 21. So, if you see what I'm saying. and which ties into point number 5. Accept your differences, but don't let them back in. Now, I know people will get caught up and they want to come back in your life, and you want them to, because either you're lonely and you want like friends, you may be lonely and you may want your man back or your old girl back, and you kind of having that nostalgic feeling, because a lot of times we tend to remember the good, the positives of bad situations, when in all actuality we tend to forget the reality. Which is why when you think of you think 10 years ago was so much better than the present world, is because our brains, for whatever reason, tend to remember the goods, and that's what gives us that nostalgic feeling, and it's like a whole science to it. But if you really have to dissect and really think, okay, I broke up with this person for a reason, okay, I cut her off for a reason. Or for males that have male friends, okay, I cut him off because he was too needy or she was too needy, and vice versa. Things go like that. So you need to accept the differences that you all had, and I know that it can be hard and you want to reconnect and you want to bring someone back in, but remember why you stopped the relationship, of whatever kind of relationship it was, and accept the differences. But you don't have to have drama. You don't have to bring up drama and be like, well, you were this, you were that, and do that. That's not necessarily always the case, but it's good to accept what it is and let it go. And yeah, that ties into my video, why you shouldn't let an ex-friend or relationship back into your life. You can leave in the comments if there's something you want me to add. I can always do a follow video part 2, because I'm sure there's more I can add. There's always more you can do. And yeah, just remember to like and subscribe and share. And yeah, that's basically it for today. So y'all have a good one, and see you next video. Bye, y'all.